students of class 3. Today we will revise chapter 1. First I will revise the chapter, then we will revise the book exercise. So everyone get ready with the computer book and let us start the class.
Revising it once again. Now, as we all know that the computer system is a complex system, very complex system. It is consisted of mainly two parts, the hardware part and the software parts. Now, what are the hardware parts? The parts that we can see, we can touch, we can feel, those are called the hardware parts. The parts that we cannot feel or touch is called the software parts. Now, today I already told you that we will revise only the hardware part, the different hardware components that are connected or that we can connect to the computer system. Now, coming to the hardware, the different hardwares are connected to the computer system by the help of the CPU box. Using different cables, we connect the different hardwares to the computer system. Some parts are already fixed inside the CPU box that we cannot see, but those things that are externally connected with using the cable or wireless, those parts we can see from outside the system. Now first we come to the hardware part. The most important part of the computer system is the mouse. Mouse is a pointing device. It is used when we want to select something on the monitor. Just we have to press the mouse button. There are mainly two buttons on the mouse. Using those two buttons we can select the thing that we want to select on the monitor, computer screen. Whenever we are clicking the mouse button or pressing the mouse button, a signal is sent to the CPU that something we want to do in the computer system. Next, another important hardware is the keyboard. Using the keyboard, we can type in the computer system. There are many keys on the keyboard, like the numbers, the words, the different symbols. Other than that, there are different other keys like shift key, enter key, control key. These are all the different keys that we can use by the keyboard. Next, we have the scanner. Now, coming to the scanner, whenever we want to make a soft copy, like something is there on the paper and we want to copy that thing inside the computer system, or keeping that paper, the document inside the computer system, we use the scanner. So whenever you want to make a soft copy of a document, we use the scanner. The document that we scanned using a scanner is called either a scanned copy or a soft copy. Next, we have the microphone. Using the microphone, we can input sound into the computer system. We can record our own voice using the microphone. And microphone is also called mic, or is also called mic, but the spelling is different, M-I-K-E mic or M-I-C mic. Both the spellings are correct. Now, next we have the joystick. Joystick is another pointing device. We can use the four directions of the joystick, left, right, up, down. Mainly the joystick is used for playing different types of games. Now next we have the light pen. Using this light pen, we can directly draw something or write something on the computer screen or the monitor. Now, light pen is another pointing device. We can also select different types of menu, different types of item from menu using the light pen. Next we have the trackball. Trackball is just a device opposite of mouse. Mouse usually have the ball below it. When we are moving the mouse, the ball inside it moves below the mouse, but in the trackball we have the ball on the top of the device. Moving that ball in different direction, we can use the pointer to move on our screen in different direction. And this trackball is an input device that is mostly used in notebooks or the laptop computers. Now, by moving this ball with our fingers or with the thumb, the pointers can be moved. Now, these are all the input devices. I am once again telling the names of the input devices, that is the mouse, the keyboard, the scanner, the microphone, the joystick, light pen and the trackball. These are all the input devices, hardware devices of the computer system. Now next coming to the output devices, output hardware parts of the computer system. That is, first we have the most important type is the monitor. Now monitor is also called a VDU. In the last class also I have explained this. In the previous class, in class 2, you have also learned this word VDU, that is the Visual Display Unit. You have to remember the full form too. Whatever work we do in the computer system, the result of that work we can see on the monitor screen. Next, there are three main types of monitor. First is the cathode ray tube. It looks like a box or the old model television set. This is called the CRT monitors, that is cathode ray tube. Second one is the LCD, liquid crystal display. It has a very flat screen and is much lighter than the CRT monitors. These are mostly used in laptops and for the video games too. Lastly, we have the LED, light emitting diode monitor. These monitors are the latest type of monitors, and these monitors are quite similar to LCD, but the only difference is it can consume very less amount of electricity than CRT and LCD. Now coming to the next important output device, that is the printer. Now printer is same as the monitor, but the only basic difference is we can see the output in the monitor screen, but in the printer we can get the hard copy of the result. That means whenever we want to get the output in a paper, we can do it using the printer. So whatever result we can see in a paper or the printed work is called the printout or the hard copy of the result. Now printers are of different types, mainly two types I will tell you, that is the inkjet printer and the laser printer. Just remember these two names. Next we have the output device like speaker. Using the speaker we can get the different types of sound, music of the computer system. We can hear the sound that the computer is playing for us. It is found inside the CPU box or separately outside the CPU box. We can also add a speaker. Last is the projector. Projector also displays the output that we are getting from the system, computer system, on the wall or on a projector screen. We can get that output. Basically, when you are showing any presentation to the audience, this projector is used. Now these are the different types of hardware components of the computer system. So two types of hardware components I explained, that is the input devices and the output devices. These are the basic hardware components of the computer system. Now computer system, that is the CPU, Central Processing Unit. It is also called the brain of the computer system. Now CPU is kept inside the CPU box, and it has mainly three main parts. First one is the arithmetic logic unit, ALU. Next one is the CU, control unit, and the third one is the MU, that is the memory unit. Now ALU, arithmetic logic unit, performs all the calculations like the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, etc. CU, control unit, controls all the activities of the computer system and also the movement of data between the ALU and the memory unit. Last one, the memory unit, MU, where all the data and the instruction, the input given by the user, those things are stored inside the MU. It also called the main memory or the primary memory, and it is always stored inside the CPU box. Now, the hardware parts that include some of the storage devices also. So input device we have discussed, output device we have discussed, CPU we have discussed. So other than CPU, hardware, input devices, output devices, we have the storage devices like CD, DVD, pen drive, data card, hard disk. So first I will start explaining this part with the CD and DVD. Now you all have learned the CD, what is CD and what is DVD. That our CD is compact disc and DVD is digital versatile disc or digital video disc. You have to remember these two full forms. DVD, CD and DVD both can store certain amount of data, but DVD can store much more data than CD, and this CD and DVD we can carry the CD and DVD with us while we are traveling from one place to another. Next we have the data card. It is also a storage device. We can store data inside the data card and we can use this data card inside the cameras, mobile phones, etc. Next we have the pen drive. Now pen drive is much more smaller in size than the CD or DVD, but it can store much more data than CD and DVD. Last storage device, that is the most important storage device, is the hard disk. This hard disk is basically fixed inside the CPU box and it can store much more data than CD, DVD and pen drive. So I think now this storage device is also clear to you. Whatever points I have discussed over here, please go through it in the book. All the points are there in the book. Please read it thoroughly, line by line, read it. So now here the hardware components of the computer system is finished. Now let us go over with the software parts of the computer system. Now what is the software? What is a software? The hardware cannot work on its own. If a certain printer or a CD drive are connected to the computer system, automatically it will never work unless and until we give some instruction and the CPU is signal that this thing to be done in the computer system. This hardware parts will never work. So certain instruction we need to give them. This data and instruction, whatever we are giving it to the computer system, makes the hardware work, is called the software. So software is the part of the computer which we cannot touch, but whatever work is done with the help of the hardware is in the computer system is done by the software, with the help of the software. Some of the examples of the software are like Notepad. In class 1, I think everyone has done typing. That typing is done with the help of Notepad. Notepad is a typing software. Next is calculator. Calculator is used for doing calculations, addition, subtraction, multiplication, many more complex calculation is done with the help of calculator. Calculator is another software. Paint. In class 2 you have done paint, you have drawn the shapes, you have drawn certain pictures using the colors. That means the paint is a software used for drawing pictures. Next is Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint. These are the high level softwares. These softwares are used for typing letters, for making birthday cards. Different things are there for doing it over here. So some of the examples of software I have given, like, revise it once with me: Notepad, TaskPen, Paint, Calculator, Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint. Now, software are of two types. First is the application software, next is the system software. Now, application software are the software that do a certain specific task. Certain specific task means, suppose the Paint is only used for drawing pictures. Notepad is only used for typing, certain things. So in Paint we cannot use Paint for only typing. Rather than, Paint is only used for painting, and Notepad is used for typing, not for drawing. So these are the examples of the application software. Application software is used to do certain specific work by the computer system. Next we come to system software. System software controls the overall working of the computer system. The example is operating system, OS, and the example of operating system is Windows. Whatever work we do inside the computer system, it is done with the help of system software. That means overall activity, which hardware we will use for printing, which hardware we will use for doing the projection on the wall. These all things, whatever we want to store inside the storage devices, which storage device we will use, these overall activities are controlled by the system software. Now this I have discussed with you all the softwares that we can use inside the computer system. Now, next, the last part of the computer, this chapter is IPO cycle. Now, this IPO cycle represents the input process output cycle. In this cycle, we will learn about how the computer system is working. That is, first we give the input using the input devices, and then those input get inside the CPU for processing by the help of ALU, CU and the primary memory. Then we get the output of, after processing the data, that output we get with the help of the output devices. Now this all the things that we give, that is the data and instruction to the computers, are called the input. Using the keyboard, mouse, we give the input to the computer system. The CU acts on those data according to the instruction that we give, and some of the time the ALU asks the CU asks the ALU to do some of the calculations to give the output proper, and this working of the CU ALU are called the processing. And after the processing, we get the perfect result from the computer system. That result is called the output. Now there are many output devices, there are many input devices. So whatever input we are giving to the computer system, either by the keyboard or by the mouse, then those inputs are processed inside the CPU using the CU, ALU, MU. And after that, they give the output with the output device. Many output devices are there. Either they use the monitor or they use the printer. Many more are there. Whatever the user want, they get the output onto that, and this output we can also store inside the secondary storage device, that is the hard disk, CD, pen drive. Inside those devices also we can store our output. So here we finish the chapter. So now I think the whole chapter is revised to you, and you people will go through each and every point I discussed over here, the software, the hardware, the CPU, what are the different parts of the CPU, what is IPO cycle, how the IPO cycle is working, what is input, what is processing, what is output. These things please go through the chapter once, and after that please learn the let's recap of page 13, and after that now we will revise the book exercise of chapter 1. Everyone open the book exercise. Let's start. First we have the true and false. Mouse is used to process the data. False. CD and pen drive are secondary storage device. True. The printed copy of our work is called soft copy. False. Data card is used in mobile phones and cameras. True. Instructions given to the computer are called software. True. Next we have choose the correct option. The CPU consists of dash parts. 3 parts. Dash is a hardware part. Speaker. Hard disk can store more than dash. CD and pen drive. Hard disk can store more data than dash, CD and pen drive. The dash controls the activities of the computer. Control unit. Next we have fill in the blanks. The words are given in the box. From there we have to do the fill in the blanks. Joystick and mouse are dash devices, pointing devices. Instructions are stored in the dash unit of the CPU. Memory. The result after processing is called dash. Output. The dash performs the calculation. ALU. Dash software controls the working of the computer. System software. Lastly, we have who am I? I am the data stored in electronic form in the computer. Soft copy. I control the activities of the computer. I am found inside the CPU. Control unit. I am the parts of the computer which you can touch. Hardware. I can write on the monitor. Light pen. I am a flat screen monitor. I use very less power. Light emitting diode or LED. Now, Today we have revised the chapter and the book exercise of chapter 1. I will request everyone to read the chapter thoroughly and learn the book exercise. I think everyone has learned, but for revision, please write it at home once so that you can understand what the spelling mistakes you are doing and what are the wrong answers you are making, and you can learn it again and rectify your mistakes. So today's homework is to read the chapter thoroughly and learn the book exercise and write it at home at least for once. Okay? So everyone stay at home, stay healthy, and bye-bye.